Arcturian Energetic Weather Report Number 1. April 10, 2015. Beloved ones, we are the Arcturians. We are here to begin our process of sharing with you the energetic weather reports. As you know, the energy fields on Gaia have been extremely intense, and the frequencies seem to be rising every day. However, simultaneously, there are other places, situations, and people where the frequencies seem to be getting lower. This is because as the frequency gets higher, there are people who are dropping out. This doesn't mean that these people will not be able to continue their ascension process, but it means instead that sometimes our beloved galactics and celestials wearing human forms need some time to rest. Some of you need to just stop and be still, take a vacation, do what you want to do, be with friends, travel, be in nature, write, sing, dance, whatever brings joy in your life. This is so important because, even when you are sitting still, it is working very hard. Your body has to adapt to higher and higher frequencies of light. As this higher light is moving into your pineal gland, it is going into your endocrine system and moving through all of your chakras. As the higher frequency light moves into the endocrine system of all of your chakras, you begin to have a different biochemical mix, so to speak. Another thing that is occurring is that time is becoming increasingly confusing. This confusion is because as you are moving into your fifth dimensional consciousness, you are beginning to remember how it is to live in the now. Hence, you get so involved in the now of what you are doing, thinking or being, that you lose all track of time. Then you look back and say, "Oh look, I've wasted all of this time." We want you to know that there is no wasting of time. We want you to know that it is vital that you allow yourself to surrender into your true self, surrender into your fifth dimensional self that resonates to the one of the now. Speaking of resonance, we see that many of you have begun to feel the Kundalini merging its way up your spine and undulating up and down. Within that Kundalini, your light body is getting ready to flash forward. Now we will not give you a time for this because time is an illusion of the third dimension. You already have a light body in your fifth dimensional self. When you are serving on the starships, you are primarily serving in your light body. However, the light body that you are wearing while in your fifth dimensional state of consciousness does not look the same as a light body you may perceive while you are in a third dimensional state of consciousness. If you perceive a light body, in other worlds, but you are in third or fourth dimensional consciousness, it will be something that is almost beyond your perceptions. So therefore it will look like a flash of light. It will be a bit blurry, and you may not see details like fingers, toes, noses or eyes. You might just see a large being of light. However, if you are also wearing a fifth dimensional body of light, you will perceive that body in much greater detail. In fact, you can see all of the details of that being. You can see their face, their arms, their body, and you can feel that they resonate to this fifth dimensional light just like you do. It is very difficult to accurately perceive a reality that is beyond your state of consciousness. You might be able to perceive it with your imagination, which is really your fifth dimensional thought, for a bit of your time. But you will quickly become tired as your third dimensional brain is not programmed for that type of perception. Now, more and more of you, our beloved ones wearing earth vessels, are beginning to awaken to your higher perceptions. You are beginning to see with your clairvoyance, hear with your clairaudience, and feel with your clairsentience. Therefore you are able to see beings of light that you have not been able to see before. However, until you have become accustomed to perceiving that frequency, you may still have difficulties perceiving, acknowledging, and recognizing the details of these perceptions. It is much like using an old, crystal radio to try to receive a high-speed transmission from outer space. That radio would not be able to receive it, and if it did it at all, it would not be very clear. That is what is occurring with you now. Just be patient and allow yourself to perceive the higher realities in whichever manner they come to you. Remember that belief and perception are best friends. If you can believe, "I am perceiving a starship," then you have given yourself permission to imagine that you are actually seeing a starship. In fact, You can't see that starship unless you use your fifth-dimensional imagination, or your clairvoyance, or you might hear it with your clairaudience. You may just know that the starship there with your clairsentience. Sometimes you will look up into the sky and see a star and say, "No, that is more than just a star. I know inside me that it's more than a star. I can feel it. I can feel it in my heart. I can see it in my third eye. I can even imagine myself on that ship. Oh, now I can remember that dream I had not too long ago. I don't remember many details of that dream. I just remember talking to someone who was definitely not human. Even if they were Pleiadian, they were clearly not human. They looked like human but they did not feel like human. They did not talk like human. In fact, they didn't talk that well. We just spoke with our minds. Then I tried so hard to bring that back to my physical self as I was awakening. I could hold it for just a few minutes, and then it was gone. All I could remember was that, I think I might have had an experience last night, but I can't remember any of it. Don't worry, practice makes perfect. More and more, you will be able to acknowledge that you visit us on a regular basis. You will also be able to acknowledge that we visit you. Now we don't visit you in that we would lower our high-frequency bodies down to the density of your world except for short periods of time. When we do visit your frequency, very often we wear special suits that help us to maintain our own inner frequency. If you were to go to the bottom of the ocean, you would wear a special suit because you would need that assistance to live in such a different environment. In the same manner, we also often need assistance to be able to spend much of your time in your low frequency of reality. Also, we know how to project, what they used to call it in the third and fourth dimensions, of the glimmer of magic. Actually, we know how to create a thought form around us. Therefore, you see that thought form that we have created. We are not trying to fool you at all, but we don't want to frighten you. We do want you to know that we are among you, and we walk with you much more than you can imagine. Now again, we are going to touch down and walk with you a while, then go back up to our ships and into our innate higher frequency. But it is good for us to lower ourselves even though we have to make special preparations because then we can really understand what you, our dear grounded ones, have to go through every day. We also want you to know that we are here and we will be more and more visible. So just relax and believe that we are real. Remember, what you can believe you can perceive, and what you can perceive you can believe. Know that we perceive every one of you, and we send you all light. We are also sending light to all of humanity, especially to those who are lost. Fortunately, there are many who are awakening from the members of the lost ones. We are very happy to share that information with you. Well, see you on our ship. We will return soon within your illusion of time to transmit another energetic weather report. Have a wonderful day, and we send blessings to you all. The Arcturians. Channeled by Suzanne Lee. www.suzanneleephd.blogspot.com